Russ, obviously, everyone's very conscious of coronavirus at the moment, the effect that it's having, and sporting events are going to be talked about because there are large collections of people. What's the situation from an in-house point of view, from a club point of view?
I think we're just following everything that the EFL are telling us to do. Simon Crampton, head of medical, he gave a good talk to the lads the other day just about being aware of it and the do's and don'ts, basically, of the basic hygiene at this moment in time. Obviously, everyone's got to be extra vigilant and on top of it. So, as far as we're concerned, it's business as usual with us. But the club have a duty towards the players and the staff and everyone else to make sure that we're doing everything we can to avoid anything happening.
How much onto football it matters now? How much pressure is probably not the right choice of words, but how much pressure is put on home games because of the lack of those away victories that you've had since Blackpool?
I don't know. I don't really look at it like that. I think some of the performances away from home have matched what we've given at home for sure. The results haven't, unfortunately, for various reasons. But I haven't really thought about it until you said it like that. I'm aware we haven't won away from home yet, and it's really frustrating. But if the performances weren't there, I'd be really, really worried. Right. But some of the performances have been excellent, and probably one of our weaker performances in terms of possession and style and control, what we had was at the weekend against Rotherham. But the other side of it, in terms of going to battle and going to war with the other team and standing up to it and going toe to toe, I thought we were brilliant. So it's about putting both together, and eventually it will come. There's no doubt about it, because the results, performance will get you results more often than not. But at home, I think we've been excellent. I think the pressures on the team coming to us, really, with the home form we've developed over the period of time, and the guys really enjoy playing here. And they've, as I said, the connection with the supporters is growing. They've been brilliant with what their patience with what they've seen us develop and trying to improve. So there's a real good feel about our home games at the minute. I really want that to continue, and it's up to us and up to the players to make sure that we continue to do that and keep strengthening that, because I think we can turn this place into a really tough place to come for other teams. So it's been a great week in training, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing that being translated into a game.
We've seen the relationship that you've built as manager with the fans here at home in some of those results and performances, and it's very clear to see. Was that something conscious, or are things like that quite organic? So from the point,
I didn't. I never set out to go and celebrate like that, like how I did after the Oxford game. It was, I'll be honest, it was the end of a tough week for me personally, with stuff that was outside of this building, and it was just relief after that first win. Right. And they were amazing that day. The support was really, really good. And then since then, it's just something that's happened and developed. And they were brilliant to me as a player. I said that it is different being the manager, and they've made things so much easier for me personally, for how they took that on board and took the news of me becoming manager. And I had letters of support and people, when they come to games, really behind me. And even after the first few games, after we hadn't got a win, they could slowly see something. So they've been amazing, and I think it is something. And the players are feeling that. The players, I think the way they're celebrating together now and with the fans and stuff like that, I think we need that as a football club, and it's been great to see. And as I said, I think the players are extremely grateful, because it's not easy with the position we're in, the way we were trying to play. It would have been really easy for the supporters to kind of get impatient and not be as supportive as they have. But they've been brilliant, and hopefully that will continue and keep developing and keep strengthening.
Carlton Morris is back from his suspension, and when a player like Carlton comes back, it's a boost for everyone. Yeah,
he is back. I read a report yesterday saying he was served one of his 3-game suspension, which worried me a little bit, so I had to double check yesterday. But yeah, he's back, and he's a big player for us. There's no doubt about it. Not just what he brings leading the line and on the ball, but the stuff around it, the leadership, the character, defensive set pieces, all the stuff that people might not notice. But really pleased to have him back. I think we did miss him last week for sure, in terms of our build-up and trying to stay at the top end of the pitch. So real boost for us to have him back, and he's desperate to make up for the game that he's missed. So really good. We're nearing a fully fit squad now, and everyone raring to go. And we had a practice match at Villa during the week, which was brilliant for the guys who haven't played so much recently, and some really, really great performances, which make it really tough for me as a manager to just make your choice on a Saturday, which is what we want. And I think the guys know that there's real competition now, and every chance they get to get on the pitch, whether it's playing a friendly at Villa's training ground or on a Saturday here or away from home, is vital, because it's going to mean maybe stay on the pitch for the next game or get a chance in the next game. So I couldn't ask for any more. They've been brilliant, and fully fit squad brings its own problems for me in terms of choosing just even who makes the bench in the starting 11. But it's the best thing to have, that you've got everyone ready and everyone knows the detail, everyone knows the information, and the fact the guys on Wednesday played in exactly the same way of what we want, and the guys at Villa were really complimentary about the way they played and their attitude and their the way they applied themselves. So yeah, really pleasing, and hopefully that will continue. And as I said, it gives me a few problems towards tomorrow.
Are MK Dons playing the Russell Martin way, or has Russell Martin created the MK Dons way again? I mean,
well, they're playing in a way that I truly believe in. I think
which in turn is
and it's something I think it's probably, the chairman at this football club wants entertaining football. He wants football to be played the right way, and you had that for a very long time. And I spoke about it, against under Carl, and we play against them next week, and it was a style that you got known for as a football club. People coming in knew it was going to be playing nice football. I hope we're bringing that with real intensity and real confidence and character. I think it's really easy to be a possession team sometimes and sort of be a bit flaky with it. We see a lot of teams who are like that, really good in possession, not so good out. So I'm really demanding. I want both, but it's not easy. I think when I said if I ever got a chance of doing it, I wanted to do it in a way that I wanted to do it and how I see the game. And fortunately, the players have completely bought into that, and they've been brilliant at it. And we've got it a lot. The way they've adapted to it is probably a bit earlier than I thought. It's taken a bit quicker than I thought to get to where we were, but we still got so much improvement to make, and they realise that, and they know that, and they want to do that, which is great. But I think hopefully it's a good match. The club wants to play that way, and the owner of the football club wants us to play in a certain way, and it's something I truly believe in. It's not something that we're going to play at, and then if it doesn't go quite right, we're going to then change, completely change. So it's something I think that will help us. We can grow with, we can develop and improve, and hopefully will be sustainable for a period of time.
We've spoken just briefly about Carlton Morris, and he's not the only player that you can see having an effect on the entire team. But those players, those type of players, the Gilbys, the Morrises that come in, just how do they, as a player yourself, how do they lift the rest of the side?
Personality, character. When I think the biggest trait for these guys to be a leader is when it's not going well on the pitch, to stand up and take the ball and be the one to sort of do something to get the team sparking again. You see it all the time with Gilbs. He will take the ball and he'll go and press like a madman and just bring a real intensity to our game if we're lacking in it. And the same with Carlton. It's just helping the players around you as well. If you're not having a great day, make sure you're helping your teammates and making their day a bit easier. And I think the best players are all able to do that. And these guys, Louis Thompson, who is coming back from a long-term injury, long time out, and he's starting to get there now. And some of his performances have been great, and some of them he's been a bit annoyed with, which is the standards he's got. But he's really added to our team in terms of character, making us stronger and giving us experience. And it's the stuff people don't know. It's the bits in training when they're helping out their teammates, when they're trying to talk their teammates through to solve a problem. And we've got lots of them. We've got loads and loads of players like that. Some it's more evident and more obvious than others that you can see on the pitch, but some go about their business in a little bit of a quieter manner, but they do things right all the time, lead by example, and we're fortunate to have quite a few like that.
The away game at Doncaster was perhaps one of the first occasions where we started to see the MK Dons team that we know now, and they're coming here to Stadium MK. Is that something you'd agree with?
Yeah, I think it was one of our early on as well. It was one of our better performances away from home, and just really disappointing goal to concede late on. Yeah. That still sticks for me. But I thought we were great on the day. We were really, really good. I think both teams are quite a lot further on in their process now. Doncaster have picked up some great results, been on a good run, good manager, with lots of good players, and so they're going to be a real threat. And they're just outside the playoff position. So we're well aware of the threat that they'll bring, and it'll be a tough game for us. But I think they're coming up against a team who are a lot further down the line in their process as well. And I think we've improved since then for sure. But I was really pleased on the day, and I was gutted not to get all 3 points, which I think we did deserve on that day. But tomorrow's going to be a completely different game, I'm sure of that. And it's good for us because we're playing teams now that we've played once before already. So we're starting to play teams twice since we've taken over, and we can. It's a gauge for us. It's something to measure ourselves on, and how we do and how we adapt and how we've changed since the last time we played them. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Callum Britton playing a lot further forward on Saturday. He's certainly got all the attributes, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he can play anywhere, Cal. We've played him in midfield since we took over as well. He's a brilliant footballer. He's one of the best footballers we've got. I spoke about it before. He can play. Good footballers can pretty much play any position. We didn't get the ball. We didn't stay at the top end of the pitch long enough to really utilise him, which was frustrating for him as well. But you know, I speak really highly of Callum all the time. He can play. His best position is right back. There's no doubt about it. But as and when we need him up there or in midfield, we know that he can do it and do it well. So yeah, he's a great player to have around, and he'll be involved at the weekend for sure.
Have you seen many players who can play at the back and at the front as well?
No, I haven't actually. No, I got banded about everywhere. So does George Williams, but I think that's more for application and work rate and everything else. But yeah, no, Callum, he's that good a footballer. He can probably play anywhere on the football pitch. There's positions he certainly wouldn't enjoy. I know that. But yeah, no,
does that involve gloves?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. He'd be all right there, I think. But no, yeah. As I said, we're lucky to have him, and he's in a real battle now with Regan Paul for that position. But also he can play in others as well. So it's good for us to have that flexibility with him.